Can you feel that your desire gains momentum? Can you feel that sometimes you'll get a small idea about something and then it will become bigger and bigger and bigger? Do you ever feel that your desire is calling you forward? Sort of like it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks about this thing that you want. You know that you want it, and therefore you know it is going to be. And so even though others may doubt it, or maybe even not want you to want it, your desire is so clear, so pure, so unrestricted by your own doubt that the doubts that others have are completely irrelevant. We really like it when not only are the doubts of others about what you want completely irrelevant, but we really like it when your own doubts are irrelevant. In every moment that you are conscious, awake, you are offering a vibration. Your attention to anything is causing you to offer a vibration that law of attraction is responding to. So you're getting back what you're giving out all day, every day. We would say, I'm really picky about what I think about. And I choose what I think about based upon how it feels to me. Now, why is that a good idea? Well, in order to understand why what you feel matters so much in terms of really, really good guidance for you, you have to understand that there are two aspects of you that are having a relationship at all times. Before you came into this body, you were source energy. But what's really going on is that you are non-physical, even though you are physical. There is a stream of your non-physicalness that is flowing to you. And that stream of you that is flowing to you is life force. It is life source. It is the fuller version of you. It's the fuller version of you, not just because it was fuller than you let yourself be in your body. It's the fuller version of you because since you got here in your body, you've been exploring and becoming even more. Everything that you live is causing that inner part of you to expand, and expand it does. Oh. So then when you take that understanding of this you that is having a relationship with you, and you apply to that understanding your understanding of the law of attraction. Law of attraction is responding to vibrational frequencies. Law of attraction is matching vibrational frequencies up. Law of attraction is responsible for the evolution of all things. Law of attraction is a powerful, across the board, always consistent response to vibration. Law of attraction is the reason that you cannot set your radio dial on 98 FM and hear what's being broadcast on 101 AM. In other words, the frequencies have to match up. Your receiver and your transmitter must be on the same frequency in order for there to be reception, yes? So in order for you to have reception from this larger, expanded, evolved, loving, clear-minded, sure-footed, healthy, vital, prosperous you, you've got to be in the receptive mode. In other words, you've got to get your radio dial set to where the radio transmitter of your source energy is set. And you know where it's set? It's set on you being loved. It's set on you loving. It's set on you prosperous. It's set on you succeeding. It's set on you happy. It's source energy, and it is love, and it is radiating toward you. You are the dominant focus of your own inner being. So you can blend with that by choosing something that you too feel love about, or you can contradict it by choosing something that you are pushing hard against. And you can feel by the emotion that is within you which you're doing. You know the difference between the feeling of love in your belly and hate in your belly. You know the difference between clarity and confusion. You know the difference between confidence and insecurity. You can tell when you're tuned in, and you can tell when you're not. And so We just want to remind you that you are source energy in physical form who have come into this body and into this leading edge time and place to sift through the perfect balance and variety in order to come to your own perfect conclusions about what you prefer. And when that happens, you launch a vibrational rocket. You launch an intention that the source within you becomes an immediate match with. And then law of attraction begins responding to that expanded version of you. Oh, and you can feel it. You can feel when the larger part of you begins exploring an idea and you don't go. You feel all pensive and frustrated and fitful. You can feel when you have caused something to begin moving and you don't go. And you can feel when you do go, because that's when you soar. That's when ideas begin to flow. That's when the entire universe is at your beck and call. That's when it feels like you have a concierge in the sky that's just lining everything up for you. And everywhere you go, doors are opening, people are smiling, and things are helpful, and you can feel the power of your intention. When you ask, it is immediately, because the source within you becomes it. And all things, all cooperative components are there. So the question isn't, how long does it take for it to become in the vortex? The question is, how long does it take you to be ready for what you've put in the vortex? The length of time that it takes from your launching of a desire to your witnessing it in its full material form. How long does it take these thoughts to turn to your things? That's the big question. How long is it going to take for these thoughts to turn to the things I want? It only takes as long as it takes for your thoughts to turn to the things you want. Your consistent thoughts to turn to the thoughts about the things that you want. In your belief that it is there, not only will it be, but the fun in which it reveals itself to you, oh, the pleasure of manifestation. Friends, that's what you came for. You came for the pleasure of manifestation. You came as creative genius to sift through this environment and come to your own clarity about what you want, not what somebody else wants, not what your family wants or your village wants or your culture wants, not what somebody else wants, what you want. You are the creator of your own experience, and you get to choose what you want. And when you do choose what you want, you've got to fully commit to the choosing of it. You've got to feel it as if it already is, or it cannot be, you see. So here's this vortex, and you listen to us. You read the book, some of you. You read the book. It's a really good book. You read the book. You read the book. You began to believe. And then you heard us say again and again, get into the vortex, get into the vortex, get into the vortex, get into the vortex. And then you began saying, Abraham, all right already. Just tell me, how do I get my money out of the vortex and into the bank? How does this vibrational reality become something that I can spend, something that I can really count on, something that others can see, something that somebody besides me believes? When's it going to be tangible? And so instead of asking you to get into the vortex, which is just such a lovely place to be, we know we're in your vortex and it's delightful. You are going to be so pleased with yourself about what you've put there. Enough to keep you busy for 20 or 30 lifetimes. Really joyfully busy. So good in here. We think we'll just stay in your vortex and leave you alone today. Goodbye. How do I get this vibrational reality to be the kind of reality that I really want, the tangible one, the one that I feel like I've come here to live? And we say, it's much simpler than you think. You just have to become, even though you're not in the vortex, you have to become closer and closer and closer to what is in it. You have to believe rather than doubt. You have to feel exhilaration rather than sadness. You have to love rather than hate. You have to be a vibrational match to what's in it and who's in it. You have to be a vibrational match to the source energy who is there, you see. Become a vibrational match to what's in there, and what's in there will come out where you are. How do I turn the thoughts and the vibrations and the energy of the vortex into the physical equivalent? Well, you just line up with it. What we mean by that is, let's say you want $100,000 and you want it now, or make it 200,000 or 300,000 or $1 million or whatever it is that you want. Choose it, it's yours. If we were standing in your shoes, we would choose big. It doesn't matter how big it is. If you believe it, it will be. It is as easy to create a castle as a button. It is as easy to create magnificent things as the things that you deem insignificant. But what you must do in either case is not doubt them. So we're wanting you to, instead of needing the money in order to be happy, and we know you would be, because it's easy to have a conditional response to good news, isn't it? Your banker calls you, got good news. $100,000 was deposited in your account today. And your feeling response would be, this is a very good thing. You might even jump up and down a little bit. Your enthusiasm would be easy to observe. But when we tell you that there is $100,000 and more in your vortex, you don't jump up and down, even though it is as real, because you want to translate it with your physical senses. We want you to translate it emotionally. So this is a very important key. If you can accept that all that you want is in your vortex, and you can reach for the feeling place of it, what does the money mean? The 100,000 or the million or more? What does it mean? What would it mean to you in feeling terms? What would that mean? Would it mean stability? And what does stability feel like? Stability feels like freedom, like ease. It feels like fun. But stability is one thing, fun is another thing, freedom is another thing. So let's just explore all of them. Stability feels like confidence, feels like sureness, it feels like steady, doesn't it? And freedom feels like exhilaration, it feels like free flowing, it feels like, maybe there aren't even any words, but can you find the feeling of freedom? So you wake up, you've got all this money. What's the first thing that comes to your mind under those conditions? Choices. Choices to do what? Choices to do what? Choices to please yourself, yes? Choices to be what you want to be and do what you want to do and go where you want to go and have what you want to have. That freedom to be, that freedom that you are born being, that freedom that you innately are, that freedom that your inner being is standing in the middle of your vortex, gathering all of the cooperative components that will flesh out to evidence that feeling of freedom to you. So now, we've done a pretty good job of feeling what freedom feels like. And so for a while, you are floating around in the vicinity or inside your vortex. You are in the receptive mode of it. And if you maintain that, then you know what happens with the thoughts that have already turned, those energies and vibrations that have already turned to those thoughts that you just spoke to us. You already began the creative process. You already started turning those vibrations to thoughts and those thoughts to things just with this conversation that we've just had. By the time you are shouting out the feeling of freedom, and you have captured the vibrational essence of what that means to you, can you feel the momentum of what you've got going on? And the next thing that's going to happen is you're going to get a thought about something. A thought or an impulse, they're the same thing. In other words, a feeling, a strong feeling, an urge to do something, because those thoughts are going to continue to turn to things. And you know what else? The cooperative components that your inner being has already gathered, that law of attraction has gathered, that are there with your inner being, all those people that you're looking for who will dovetail and help you along the way to what you want, they are lining up out there in your what you want to call future experience. We want to call it your now experience. They're lining up for your discovery, for your realization, for your witnessing of them. Once you let yourself feel the essence, capture within yourself the feeling of the essence of it, so that you're not feeling the lack of it because you've got the essence of it. You're now no longer feeling the absence of that money because you've got the essence of the money. You can't feel the absence of the money and the essence of the money at the same time. And if you practice that, if the essence of that money is yours, if the essence of that freedom is yours, if that's what you are broadcasting and that's what's coming back to you, oh,